Have you ever found yourself endlessly chasing after love, only to feel exhausted and unseen? Have you wondered why the very affection you seek so desperately seems to slip further away? I remember a time in my own life when I was caught in this exhausting cycle, constantly reaching out, hoping to be noticed, hoping to be loved. It was not until I discovered the power of assuming the feeling of being already loved that everything shifted. When I stopped chasing and instead allowed love to flow toward me, my world transformed. The secret lies not in pursuit, but in embodying the state of being pursued. The power of inner assumption. True love does not require pursuit. It requires an inner assumption of being already loved. When you assume the feeling of your desire fulfilled, you vibrate at a frequency that irresistibly attracts love. The outside world is only a mirror reflecting your inner state. Stop chasing, begin embodying. The law of attraction in relationships. The law of attraction responds to your dominant feeling. When you project desperation or neediness, you create resistance. But when you live in the end, feeling the joy of being loved, you activate the magnetic law that draws others toward you naturally. Manifest love with Neville Goddard's spiritual principles. Manifestation begins in the imagination. By imagining the desired relationship as already real and feeling it deeply, you influence the subconscious mind to orchestrate events and people to match that reality. This is how you make them chase you without effort. How to make someone chase you spiritually. Rather than seeking external validation, deepen your relationship with your own inner state. When you confidently embody love within yourself, your energy shifts. This spiritual confidence sends out signals that cause others to pursue you in alignment with your imagined state. Overcoming the neediness trap. Neediness stems from lack consciousness. To break free, focus not on what you want from others, but on what you feel about yourself. Cultivate self-love through imaginative acts of feeling. This self-love becomes a beacon that draws love to you, reversing the roles. Using affirmations and visualization to stop chasing. Affirmations are powerful when combined with feeling. Instead of merely repeating words, imagine scenes where you are already loved, cherished, and pursued. Visualize the joy and satisfaction of this reality as if it exists now. This practice rewires your subconscious and aligns your outer experience, creating space for love to flow naturally. Chasing often blocks love by creating energetic pressure. When you stop chasing and relax into your fulfilled state, you create an inviting space. This space is essential for love to flow in naturally and effortlessly, allowing others to come forward and pursue you. The transformational shift from chaser to magnet. The final key is a transformational shift in identity. You are not someone who chases love. You are the love that others seek. This subtle but profound shift changes your entire vibration and invites relationships to manifest according to your highest imagination. Have you ever stopped to consider where the true power of love lies? Many believe love is something to be found outside themselves, something that must be pursued, earned, or obtained through endless efforts. Yet the reality is far more profound and liberating. Love does not exist as a commodity out there waiting to be captured. It exists within the very depths of your own consciousness. The key to experiencing love is not in chasing it, but in embodying the state of being loved already. This shift in perspective is not merely a psychological trick. It is a spiritual law that governs the creation of all experiences. When you assume the feeling of being loved, you are declaring an unshakable truth to your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind, which is the true creative force within you, does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It accepts as fact whatever you persistently impress upon it with feeling. Therefore, your outer reality will inevitably reflect your inner state. If you persist in the feeling of lack, need, or desperation, your external circumstances will mirror this. But if you persist in the feeling of fullness, satisfaction, and being cherished, your world will adjust accordingly, drawing to you the very love you seek. To understand this, imagine your consciousness as fertile soil. The feelings you nurture are the seeds planted in this soil. If you plant seeds of doubt and chasing, the harvest will be fruitless relationships marked by imbalance and exhaustion. But if you plant seeds of confident assumption, the harvest will be a rich and rewarding experience of love freely flowing toward you. It is essential to grasp that this inner assumption must be a lived experience, not a mere wishful thought. The feeling of love must saturate your imagination and emotions as if it is already a reality. This is the difference between hoping for love and living in love. Hoping keeps you in a state of longing, which only reinforces the absence you want to change. Living in love means you have stepped into the end state, the fulfilled state, and your entire being reflects that truth. Many struggle with the idea of embodying something not yet seen in the outer world. It requires a deep trust in the creative power of imagination and a commitment to live from that state consistently. The moment you accept that your feeling is the creative cause and that the external world is the effect, you liberate yourself from the exhausting cycle of chasing. This realization empowers you to become the creator of your own love story rather than a victim of circumstance. In practical terms, this means you begin to nurture thoughts, emotions, and mental images that reflect the love you desire. You imagine conversations, affectionate moments, and the presence of your ideal partner as vividly as you can. But more than visualization, it is the feeling behind the visualization that matters most. Feel the warmth of being held, the joy of being cherished, the peace of belonging. These feelings become the language your subconscious mind understands and responds to. It is also important to realize that this assumption of being loved does not depend on any external conditions or validation. It is a sovereign state you claim for yourself. When you ground your identity in this inner reality, external events begin to align naturally. People, circumstances, and opportunities appear as reflections of your inner certainty. You no longer chase love because you are already full of it. You simply attract it. Resistance often arises in the form of doubt, impatience, or clinging to old beliefs about lack. These mental barriers are natural, but can be overcome through persistence and faith in your imaginative acts. Every time you feel the urge to chase or question, return to your inner assumption. Return to your outer world gradually reshapes itself. The power of inner assumption transcends romantic love alone. It is the principle behind all creation, and by mastering it in this domain, you gain a mastery that extends to every aspect of your life. But love, being the deepest human longing, offers the clearest mirror of your inner state. By choosing to stop chasing love and instead live in the end of having it, you reclaim your power as a creator and invite a love experience that is effortless, fulfilling, and true. Remember, the love you seek is already within you. The moment you embody this truth fully, you become a beacon that irresistibly calls forth the love that mirrors your inner reality. This is the sacred secret. The power of love begins and ends with the assumption of its presence inside your own heart and mind. The law of attraction is a principle that governs all relationships and experiences, yet it is often misunderstood or underestimated. Many attempt to manipulate circumstances or change others to gain affection, failing to realize that the true power lies within their own dominant feeling and consciousness. The law does not respond to wishful thinking or external effort alone. It responds to the emotional state you consistently embody and project into the world. Our feelings are the language of creation, the magnetic force that draws circumstances to you. When your dominant feeling is one of need, anxiety, or desperation in love, you create a frequency of lack. This frequency repels the very thing you desire, for love cannot flourish in an atmosphere of want or chasing. It is like trying to catch a delicate butterfly by grasping too tightly. The more you reach and strain, the more it slips away. To change this, it is essential to master your emotional landscape and align your dominant feeling with the reality you wish to experience. This means cultivating an inner state of calm assurance, joy, and fulfillment, as if your desire for love has already been fulfilled. When you dwell in this state, you send out signals that magnetize love rather than repel it. The law of attraction acts like a mirror, reflecting back to you what you consistently feel and believe about yourself. Many do not realize how deeply their feelings influence their outer reality. It is not just what you think, but what you feel with conviction that shapes your relationships. The subconscious mind, which governs your habits and experiences, is more influenced by feeling than by conscious thought. Therefore, to attract love, you must go beyond intellectual understanding and fully embody the feeling of being loved and cherished. This embodiment requires practice and dedication. It involves consciously choosing to focus on scenes and sensations that represent your fulfilled desire. Imagine waking each day with the confidence that you are deeply loved. Feel the warmth of affection, the security of connection, and the happiness that flows from being desired. These feelings are not fantasies to indulge in superficially. They are powerful creative tools that must saturate your consciousness. As you live in this dominant feeling, you will notice a profound shift in your external world. People who resonate with your vibration will be drawn toward you effortlessly. The law of attraction will arrange encounters, conversations, and opportunities that align perfectly with your imagined state. The need to chase or convince will dissolve, because love will come freely and naturally. It is crucial to understand that this law does not work instantaneously in the way the mind expects. It requires faith and persistence to maintain your emotional state, despite any apparent contradiction in your current circumstances. Often, the outer world will lag behind your inner assumption, testing your resolve and deepening your conviction. This period is not failure but refinement, a necessary process in which your subconscious mind rearranges the unseen elements to match your inner reality. Patience is an essential virtue in this process. The moment you begin to feel frustrated or doubtful, you risk lowering your vibration and undermining the law's effectiveness. Instead, return to your inner state of fulfilled love with renewed faith. Know that your feelings are the seed, and the external manifestation is the harvest that will come in its perfect time. This principle extends beyond romantic relationships into all areas of life where attraction plays a role. Whether it is friendships, career opportunities, or personal growth, the law of attraction responds to the emotional atmosphere you create. Therefore, mastery over your feelings is mastery over your destiny. Learning to live in the end, feeling as though your desire is already fulfilled, is the greatest skill you can cultivate. It transforms you from a passive seeker into an active creator. You stop chasing the elusive and instead become the steady source of attraction, naturally drawing love to yourself without struggle or effort. In practicing this, your entire perspective on relationships will change. You will see that love is not a prize to be won, but a state to be inhabited. When you embody this truth fully, the law of attraction responds by orchestrating a reality that matches your internal conviction. You become magnetic, not because you are desperate or needy, but because you are whole and complete within. This is the power of aligning your dominant feeling with the love you desire. It is the secret to making them chase you, not through manipulation or control, but through the irresistible force of your own fulfilled consciousness. The law of attraction is always working. It is only a matter of where you place your feelings and focus. When your heart is aligned with the feeling of already being loved, the world will reflect this back in ways that astonish and delight you. Master this law and you master the art of relationships. You learn to attract effortlessly, to receive joyfully, and to live confidently in the love that has always been your birthright. Manifestation begins within the sacred realm of imagination, where the unseen takes form and the future is shaped. Many believe that manifestation is about trying harder in the physical world, but the true creative power lies far beyond that. in the act of imagining with feeling. When it comes to love, this principle is no different. To manifest the relationship you desire, you must first construct it vividly in your inner theater, as if it already exists. This is not mere daydreaming, but a deliberate, conscious act of creation that moves beyond thought into deep emotional experience. Your imagination is the creative engine that impresses your subconscious mind. The subconscious is a faithful servant that will manifest the conditions corresponding to the images and feelings you repeatedly dwell upon. It does not question or debate. It simply acts on the dominant impression it receives. Therefore, it is essential to be meticulous and intentional about the scenes you imagine, especially regarding love. Imagine moments of affection, joy, and connection with your ideal partner. Feel the touch, hear the laughter, sense the comfort and security as if you are living it now. The more real and alive this imagery becomes, the stronger the impression on your subconscious. Many fail in manifestation because they allow doubt, fear, or contradiction to creep into their imagination. They may envision the desired love, but simultaneously entertain thoughts of loneliness or unworthiness. This split consciousness weakens the creative process and delays manifestation. To manifest love effectively, you must unify your imagination and feelings into a coherent and powerful experience. Let no part of your mind deny the reality of your desire. Instead, nurture your imagined scene until it saturates your entire being with certainty and delight. Manifesting love through imagination also requires a quieting of the outer senses and the distractions of the waking world. It is in the state akin to sleep or deep relaxation, often just before falling asleep, that the subconscious mind is most receptive to impressions. This moment of transition between wakefulness and sleep is the gateway to planting seeds of desire that will grow into reality. In this sacred space, imagine your ideal relationship with all the vividness and feeling you can muster. This is the fertile ground where your dreams take root. It is crucial to understand that manifestation through imagination is not about controlling external events or people. It is about changing your internal state so profoundly that your outer reality must conform. When your inner world is aligned with love, your outer world will inevitably reflect this harmony. The unseen law of correspondence ensures that what is true within becomes true without. Many ask how long it takes for manifestation to occur. The answer lies in the strength and consistency of your inner assumption. Manifestation is not about time, but about the persistence of your feeling. As you maintain the state of love fulfilled in your imagination, the subconscious mind works tirelessly behind the scenes to arrange circumstances, opportunities, and people that match your inner reality. This process is silent and unseen, but unstoppable. Doubt often arises when the physical world appears unchanged, but this is a test of your faith and commitment. Do not waver or revert to old beliefs of lack. Hold fast to your imagined state, knowing that the outer world will catch up in perfect timing. The power of imagination combined with feeling is the true key to manifesting love effortlessly. Visualizing with feeling also rewires your nervous system and shifts your energy. This energetic shift is what others sense and respond to, even if they are unaware of the source. Your vibration becomes a beacon that draws love to you. This is why manifestation is not just mental, but deeply emotional and spiritual. In practical application, make a habit of daily imagining scenes of loving interaction, mutual respect, and joyful companionship. Use all your senses to create a sensory-rich experience. Hear the words of affection, feel the embrace, see the smiles. Let these scenes play like a movie in your mind, with you as the central figure already enjoying your fulfilled desire. Remember that manifestation through imagination is a process of becoming. You become the person who is loved, cherished, and pursued by embodying that reality in your mind and heart first. The external world cannot help but follow. This method is not about waiting passively, but about actively engaging your creative faculties. It requires discipline, belief, and emotional involvement. Yet, the results are profound. A love life that flows naturally and effortlessly, born from the depths of your own consciousness. The secret lies in recognizing that imagination is the workshop of the soul. By crafting and feeling your desired love within, you command the unseen forces to bring forth your dream relationship. This sacred act transforms you from a seeker into a creator, making the elusive tangible and the distant near. Mastering the art of manifesting love through imagination unlocks the door to a life filled with genuine connection, joy, and fulfillment. It is the ultimate expression of your creative power and the foundation upon which all true love is built. To make someone chase you spiritually requires a profound understanding of the invisible forces that govern attraction and connection. It is not about manipulation or coercion, but about aligning your own inner state with the magnetic power of love and desire. When you embody the qualities of love, confidence, and fulfillment within yourself, you naturally emit an energy that draws others toward you like a flame to a moth. This energy is not physical but spiritual, rooted deeply in your consciousness and vibrational frequency. Many seek love externally, trying to influence others through words, actions, or appearances. Yet these efforts often create resistance or imbalance. True spiritual attraction begins when you cease to depend on external validation and instead cultivate an unshakable sense of self-worth and inner completeness. This completeness acts as a powerful attractor because it communicates to the universe that you are a whole and worthy being, deserving of love and attention without having to chase or prove it. The essence of making someone chase you spiritually lies in becoming the embodiment of your desire. Rather than focusing on the actions of another, you focus on your own inner reality. This means cultivating feelings of love, joy, and acceptance, as though the relationship you desire is already manifest. When you live from this inner state, you radiate a powerful frequency that others unconsciously respond to. They feel drawn to your energy and naturally pursue connection with you. This process requires disciplined mental and emotional practice. It is not enough to simply hope or wish for love. You must deliberately enter the feeling state of being loved and pursued. This feeling state transforms your vibration and sets the law of attraction into motion. Your subconscious mind, which governs your outer reality, takes this inner assumption as fact and begins to orchestrate circumstances that reflect your spiritual alignment. In practical terms, this means spending time each day imagining scenes in which you are being desired and pursued with warmth and affection. Feel the excitement, the tenderness, and the certainty that you are cherished. These imaginings must be vivid and accompanied by deep feeling, for the subconscious mind responds most powerfully to emotion. Through this repeated mental rehearsal, you reprogram your internal landscape and awaken the spiritual forces that guide relationships. An important aspect of this spiritual attraction is the quality of patience and detachment. While you hold fast to your inner state of fulfillment, you must also release the need to control how or when the external manifestation will occur. This detachment does not mean giving up your desire, but trusting the unseen processes to work on your behalf. It is the balance between firm inner belief and relaxed outward expectancy that allows the spiritual dance of attraction to unfold naturally. When you maintain this balance, you create an energetic space in which love can flow freely. This space is inviting and magnetic because it is free from desperation or anxiety. Others sense this freedom and are drawn to it, feeling the pull of your confident and loving presence. The result is that they begin to chase you, not because you have pursued them, but because your spiritual vibration calls them forth. This spiritual chase is fundamentally different from the physical or mental pursuit. It arises from an invisible attraction that transcends surface appearances or superficial interactions. It touches the core of being and ignites genuine desire. When someone chases you spiritually, they are responding to the authentic expression of your inner state rather than external pressures or manipulations. Another key to making someone chase you spiritually is to embody the qualities you wish to attract. If you desire kindness, respect, and passion, you must first cultivate these qualities within yourself. This alignment creates resonance, a harmonious vibration that naturally attracts similar energies. Like attracts like, and your spiritual state becomes a beacon that draws the right person into your orbit. It is also important to understand that making someone chase you spiritually is not about forcing or bending another's will. It is about creating conditions within yourself that inspire genuine attraction and desire. The moment you stop trying to control others and focus on your own spiritual alignment, you step into your power as a creator of your relationships. In this process, your relationship with yourself deepens. You learn to love and cherish your own being, recognizing that true fulfillment comes from within. This self-love is the foundation upon which all healthy relationships are built. When you stand in this self-love, others are naturally compelled to reflect it back to you through their pursuit and admiration. In conclusion, making someone chase you spiritually is a journey of inner transformation. It requires a shift from external seeking to internal alignment, from dependence to sovereignty. By embodying the feeling of being loved and desired, cultivating patience and detachment, and aligning your qualities with those you wish to attract, you activate the spiritual laws of attraction. This activation causes others to be drawn irresistibly to you, not by force, but by the natural pull of your vibrational essence. This teaching invites you to become the magnetic center of love in your own life, drawing to you the connections and relationships that mirror your highest self. In this sacred process, you reclaim your creative power and experience the joy of being genuinely pursued and cherished. Neediness is one of the most common barriers that prevent love from flowing freely into our lives. It originates from a consciousness of lack, a feeling that something essential is missing and must be obtained from outside sources. This feeling of deficiency creates a vibration that repels rather than attracts love. Understanding and overcoming neediness is not merely about changing behaviors on the surface, but about transforming the deep internal state from which these behaviors arise. The key lies in shifting from a mindset of lack to one of abundance and self-sufficiency. When you operate from neediness, you are in effect telling the universe and yourself that you are incomplete without the love of another. This message, though often unconscious, becomes a dominant vibration that shapes your experience. The subconscious mind, which governs your reality, responds by reinforcing circumstances that reflect this lack. You may find yourself trapped in patterns of clinging, insecurity, and fear of loss, all of which block the natural flow of love. To break free from the neediness trap, the first step is to recognize that your wholeness does not depend on external validation. True completeness is an internal state, rooted in your own awareness of self-worth and value. This awareness is not arrogance or denial of human connection, but a profound recognition that love is a state you cultivate within yourself before you share it with another. When you embody this inner love, you send out a signal that you are already whole, and the law of attraction responds by bringing to you a love that complements your completeness rather than fills a void. This transformation begins with the practice of self-love. Self-love is more than affirmations or superficial praise. It is a deep, felt experience of acceptance and kindness toward yourself. You nurture this feeling through imaginative acts where you see yourself as worthy, cherished, and deserving of love. Imagine scenes in which you treat yourself with the tenderness and respect you desire from others. Feel the warmth of your own affection as real and satisfying. This practice rewires your subconscious mind, replacing patterns of neediness with those of fulfillment. As your inner state shifts, your outer behaviors naturally follow. You no longer feel compelled to chase, to seek constant reassurance, or to bend yourself to gain approval. Instead, you stand confidently in your own value, This confidence is magnetic because it comes from a genuine source, not a mask or a performance. Others sense this authenticity and are drawn to it, not because you demand their attention, but because your presence invites it. It is important to understand that overcoming neediness does not mean isolation or shutting down your heart. On the contrary, it opens you to deeper connections built on mutual respect and genuine affection. When you love yourself fully, you attract relationships that reflect that love, rather than relationships born of dependence or fear. One of the most effective tools in this transformation is the use of imaginative feeling. By repeatedly entering states where you feel complete and loved within yourself, you impress these states upon your subconscious. The subconscious then manifests outer experiences that align with this new internal reality. This process requires patience and persistence because old habits and beliefs can resist change. Each time you catch yourself slipping into neediness or insecurity, gently return to your inner assumption of completeness. Another critical aspect is releasing attachment to specific outcomes. Neediness often stems from fear of loss or failure, binding your happiness to uncertain external factors. By cultivating detachment, you create space for love to flow without pressure or desperation. This detachment is not indifference, but a serene trust in your own worth and the creative process. It allows relationships to unfold naturally and effortlessly. As you embody self-love and overcome neediness, you transform from a seeker of love into a radiant source of love. This transformation is not only liberating, but also deeply empowering. You reclaim your creative authority and invite others to engage with you on equal and loving terms. The journey out of neediness is a profound inner alchemy. It requires courage to face old wounds and beliefs, but rewards with freedom and joy. When you finally stand in your wholeness, you discover that love is not something to be chased or earned. It is a natural state that flows to you because you embody it first. By embracing this truth, you break the cycle of dependence and lack. You open the door to relationships that uplift and inspire, reflecting the fullness you have cultivated within. This is the sacred path to attracting love that is genuine, lasting, and true. Remember, the end of neediness is the beginning of true attraction. When you stop reaching out from a place of lack and instead stand firmly in your own abundance, you become a magnet for love that honors and cherishes you. This shift is the cornerstone of creating the love life you desire, not through chasing, but through embodying. Affirmations and visualization are potent tools in the art of creation, but their true power is unlocked only when combined with feeling, the emotional energy that breathes life into the imagined scene. Many approach affirmations as mere words to repeat mechanically or visualize without emotional involvement, which limits their effectiveness. To truly manifest love and make them chase you, you must engage your entire being, mind, body, and heart, in the act of imagining your desired reality as already fulfilled. The essence of effective affirmations lies in their ability to shift your inner state. Words alone are vibrations, but when these vibrations are imbued with feeling, they become commanding forces that impress your subconscious mind. The subconscious, which governs your outer experience, responds most readily to the language of feeling. It accepts as true whatever emotional state you consistently embody. Thus, the key is to choose affirmations that resonate deeply with your desire and repeat them with conviction and emotion. Visualization amplifies affirmations by creating vivid mental scenes that portray your fulfilled desire. This is not daydreaming, but deliberate mental rehearsal. Imagine specific moments, perhaps a loving conversation, a tender embrace, or shared laughter that symbolize the love you wish to attract. See these scenes as clearly as if watching a film, with attention to detail, color, sound, and movement. But beyond the imagery, feel the sensations that accompany these moments. Feel the joy, the warmth, the security. The subconscious mind records these impressions and sets to work manifesting corresponding experiences in the physical world. The combination of affirmations and visualization becomes a powerful creative force when practiced consistently, especially during receptive states such as just before sleep or in moments of quiet meditation. These are times when the subconscious is most accessible and the impressions you plant can take root deeply. Make it a daily practice to immerse yourself fully in your affirmations and visualizations, allowing the feelings to swell and saturate your consciousness. One of the common pitfalls is to allow doubt or disbelief to undermine this process. When the mind questions or contradicts the imagined reality, the creative force is weakened. To avoid this, focus entirely on the feeling of fulfillment rather than on the evidence of the senses. The external world may not yet show the desired results, but your inner state must remain unwavering. This persistence in feeling is what ultimately dissolves contradictions and reshapes outer circumstances. It is also important to tailor affirmations and visualizations to your personal style and preferences. Use words and images that resonate with your heart and spirit. If a particular affirmation or scene does not feel genuine, modify it until it stirs the desired emotion. Authenticity in your inner practice enhances the power of manifestation. Another key aspect is repetition and consistency. Just as a gardener tends to seeds daily, so too must you nourish your inner assumptions through regular affirmation and visualization. Over time, these repeated acts create new neural pathways and ingrain the belief in your subconscious mind. This rewiring changes your habitual feelings and reactions, aligning your entire being with the reality you desire. The transformative effect of this practice extends beyond attraction into a deeper sense of self-empowerment and peace. As you embody the state of being, loved and pursued, you naturally carry yourself with confidence and grace. This internal change radiates outward, influencing your interactions and relationships. But remember that affirmations and visualization are not magic spells, but sacred acts of self-creation. They require dedication, faith, and emotional involvement. When done with feeling, they become the bridge between your present reality and the life you envision. Through this process, you learn to master your inner world, recognizing that it is the true source of all manifestation. By consciously directing your thoughts and feelings, you harness the unseen laws that govern attraction and creation. Ultimately, the purpose of using affirmations and visualization in this way is to embody the state of having what you desire so completely that your external world must conform. This is the essence of making them chase you, not through force or manipulation, but through the irresistible power of your own fulfilled consciousness. As you continue this practice, you will find that love flows to you effortlessly, mirroring the deep certainty and joy you cultivate within. This is the sacred dance of manifestation, where imagination and feeling unite to create reality. Chasing love often arises from a place of tension, urgency, and a desire to control outcomes. This pressure creates an energetic block, preventing love from flowing naturally into your life. To invite love effortlessly, it is necessary to create space within yourself, a calm, open, and receptive state where love can enter without resistance. This space is not emptiness, but a vibrant inner freedom that invites the highest expression of love to manifest. When you chase, you are energetically pushing against the natural current of attraction. It is like trying to fill a cup by force. No matter how hard you pour, the cup can overflow only when there is balance and openness. Creating space means releasing the grip of neediness, expectation, and control. It is a deliberate choice to relax into the fullness of your own being, knowing that love is already yours, whether or not it is yet visible in the outer world. This inner spaciousness comes from a deep trust in the creative process and the unseen laws that govern manifestation. It is a surrender not of desire, but of attachment to how and when love must appear. When you cultivate this trust, You create an energetic environment that supports growth and alignment with your highest good. Love is invited to flow naturally because there is no resistance, no forcing, only a harmonious vibration of readiness and acceptance. Creating this space requires conscious practice. Begin by observing your thoughts and feelings related to love. Notice where you feel tightness, desperation, or anxiety. These are signs of contraction, energetic states that block the flow. Instead, focus on expanding your awareness into sensations of peace, joy, and gratitude. Imagine your heart as a vast open chamber, capable of receiving and giving love freely. As you practice this expansion, incorporate moments of stillness and meditation into your daily routine. These moments allow you to connect with your inner essence beyond the turmoil of seeking. In this silent space, affirm to yourself that you are complete and whole. Let this truth settle deeply into your consciousness, creating a fertile ground for love to grow. This spacious state also changes your external interactions. When you are not chasing, you carry an aura of confidence and ease that others find magnetic. Your presence becomes inviting rather than desperate. People are drawn to this natural flow because it resonates with their own desire for authentic connection. Another aspect of creating space is releasing expectations and attachments to specific outcomes. When you fixate on how love should manifest, you close off to the infinite possibilities that the universe offers. By opening to the unknown and trusting the process, you allow love to manifest in forms and at times beyond your limited imagination. This openness is not passive but active receptivity. It requires vigilance to notice when old patterns of chasing re-emerge and the discipline to return to your spacious state. Each time you release tension and return to openness, you strengthen your ability to attract love effortlessly. Creating space also involves nurturing yourself with kindness and compassion. When you care for your own needs and honor your boundaries, you demonstrate self-respect that others unconsciously recognize. This self-respect sets a standard for how you are treated and invites relationships that honor your worth. The energetic environment of space is one of flow rather than struggle. Love is a river that moves naturally when its course is unobstructed. By creating space within, you remove the dams of fear, doubt, and neediness that block its passage. This allows love to flow freely toward you and through you. In learning to create space, you transform from a pursuer to a magnet. Your vibration shifts from scarcity to abundance, from desperation to calm assurance. This transformation is the key to making them chase you, not through external effort, but through the irresistible power of your own expanded consciousness. This practice invites you to become a sanctuary of love within yourself, a place where love is welcomed without conditions. As you cultivate this inner spaciousness, you align with the highest expression of love possible, attracting relationships that reflect this sacred state. Remember, the flow of love is natural and effortless when you create the space for it to enter. By releasing control and embracing openness, you open the door to a love that is both fulfilling and free. This is the essence of attracting love in its purest form, a dance of giving and receiving in the spaciousness of your own being. The transformation from being a chaser of love to becoming a magnet for love is a profound shift that occurs within the very core of your identity. It is not merely a change in behavior, but a deep change in how you perceive yourself and how you relate to the world. This shift is the essence of true attraction, where love no longer requires pursuit, but flows naturally toward you because you embody the very essence of love itself. At the heart of this transformation lies the recognition that you are not separate from love, you are love. This recognition alters your vibration, your energy, and your presence. When you see yourself as love incarnate, you no longer look outward to find it, but express it effortlessly from within. This internal state of love becomes a beacon that calls forth reciprocal love from others. Your identity shifts from one of seeking to one of being, and this shift changes everything. This process begins with conscious self-awareness. You observe how you've previously approached relationships from a place of lack, need, or incompleteness. You notice the exhausting cycles of chasing, the fears of rejection, and the anxiety of uncertainty. These patterns arise from a mistaken identity that separates you from your true nature as a source of love. To transform, you must consciously choose to shed this old identity and adopt a new one rooted in wholeness and sufficiency. Becoming a magnet for love means embodying the qualities you desire. If you seek kindness, acceptance, and passion, you must cultivate these within yourself first. This cultivation is not superficial but a deep internalization. It involves living daily as if you already possess these qualities, feeling them in your heart, and expressing them authentically in your actions. This authenticity radiates powerfully and draws others who resonate with your vibration. The transformation also requires releasing attachment to outcomes and external validation. When your sense of worth depends on others' approval or affection, you remain tethered to neediness. By grounding your worth internally, you free yourself from dependence on external circumstances. This freedom enhances your magnetism because it conveys confidence and self-possession, qualities that naturally attract love. In this new identity, you understand that attraction is a reflection of your inner state. The world mirrors your consciousness, and as you elevate your identity to that of love, your environment responds accordingly. This response is not coincidence, but the natural law of correspondence. The more you embody love, the more love is reflected back to you through relationships, opportunities, and experiences. Another crucial aspect of this shift is the mastery of your imagination and feeling. You use these faculties deliberately to sustain your new identity by vividly imagining yourself as the loved, cherished, and desired person and feeling these emotions deeply. You impress this reality upon your subconscious mind. This repeated inner experience reshapes your habitual patterns and rewires your energetic signature. Patience and persistence are essential during this transformational process. Old habits and beliefs may resist change, and external circumstances may not immediately reflect your new identity. This apparent delay is a natural part of reconditioning the subconscious and aligning outer reality with inner truth. By holding fast to your new identity and continuing to embody love from within, you allow the unseen forces to rearrange your world. As you progress, your presence changes noticeably. You carry an aura of peace, confidence, and radiant love that others cannot help but notice. This presence is magnetic, not because of superficial charm, but because it emanates from a deep well of authenticity and inner harmony. People feel drawn to this energy, and relationships naturally form around it. This transformation also impacts how you respond to relationships. Instead of grasping or fearing loss, you engage from a place of freedom and joy. You recognize that love is abundant and flows effortlessly. This recognition reduces anxiety and allows love to deepen and flourish without pressure or constraint. Ultimately, the shift from chaser to magnet is a reclaiming of your creative power. You move from a reactive stance, dependent on external validation, to a proactive state of self-creation. This empowerment is the foundation of all genuine attraction because it aligns you with your highest self. By embodying love fully and authentically, you become a living example of the love you wish to attract. This embodiment invites others to mirror your state, creating relationships that are mutually fulfilling and grounded in truth. The magnetic power you cultivate transcends superficial attraction and calls forth soulful connection. This inner transformation is the key to making them chase you, not through force or manipulation, but through the irresistible force of your own love-filled identity. It is a sacred evolution from seeking to being, from lack to abundance, and from separation to unity. Embracing this new identity, you step into the flow of life, where love pursues you naturally. Your relationships become reflections of your highest reality, and you live in the joy and freedom of true attraction. This is the ultimate mastery of love, the art of becoming the magnet that draws to you all that your heart desires. Throughout this journey, you have discovered that love is not found by chasing after it, but by becoming the embodiment of love itself. The power to attract genuine, fulfilling relationships lies within your own consciousness. The feelings you nurture, the assumptions you hold, and the identity you claim. By shifting from neediness to self-love, from pursuit to magnetic presence, and by using your imagination with feeling as a creative force, you transform not only your relationships, but your very experience of life. When you live from the end, confidently assuming the state of being loved and desired, you invite love to flow effortlessly toward you. This is the sacred secret. Love begins and ends within you. Embrace this truth, embody it fully, and watch as your outer world reflects the abundant love you have always held inside.